Yes, there you go. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our live webinar. This is our Monday webinar. I'm Christopher. I'm an IRS acceptance agent, an immigrant founder of Wyco Tax, an all-year-round, all-in-one tax payroll bookkeeping service solution. Thank you for being part of our group. Yes, we are already 2,500. This is an EIDL. PPP tax credits group. The main advocacy of my company is to really to bring free money to run your business successfully and take it to the next level. But not only that is also continuous education is very important. We need to learn new things on how to navigate and take our business to the next level. That's why we're trying to bring every other week or every week different speakers. That's why I will be co-hosted today by one of my colleagues. I've been known him for 3 years. He's handling or more than he's been handling all my finances because I would like to really plan ahead of time while I'm earning. I want to make sure that I'm making the most out of it and my business. But he's going to be here to present to us less than 45 minutes. I would encourage everyone that are tuning in right now. If you have any questions, feel free to type your questions on the comment section below. And at the end of his presentation, we would be able to answer all those questions. Without further ado, let's all start because here in Wycotax, we are a virtual accounting for tax payroll bookkeeping service solution. We have processed more than $10 million combined any tax refund from tax resolution services together with the EIDL and PPP applications. All right. So the our speaker for today, he is a financial representative for more than 14 years. He's also an Affordable Care Act certified health insurance agent. His working experience worked in a management leadership position for 25 years for a Fortune 500 company hometown. His, he was born in San Antonio, Texas, and has lived in the valley. Here in the valley, we call it the Rio Grande Valley or RGB in South Texas for more than 32 years. That is his alma mater. His education is in San Antonio College and the American College missions. His mission statement is to improve the quality of life for every client. We are on the same advocacy. Of course, let's talk about his hobbies in person. If you like riding, Harley motorcycle, bird watching, photography, and gardening, then maybe you guys can find a common denominator. The areas of his expertise are business management, health insurance, life insurance, and financial planning. Now, without further ado, let us all welcome our guest speaker for today, no other than Mr. Lee Guerra. Mr. Lee, hello.
Hello, Christopher, and hello to everyone that's on this webinar. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. It's my pleasure to be a co-host here with Christopher. I think a lot of this person here, he's fantastic. I wish I had half his energy. So yes, today I'm going to be talking to you about how to manage your business finance. So with that, I am going to get started and bring up the presentation. 1 second.
All right. While he's sharing, guys, please stay tuned. This is only less than 30, 45 minutes. We're talking about how to separate your business for personal expenses, how important it is, especially in times of audit. This is very important. That's why a good tax credits all starts from a good bookkeeping, right, Mr. Lee?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not able to see my presentation.
Do you have your all right, so you just have to go with your PowerPoint. Okay, there you try
Okay.
to share.
I'm sharing the screen, Windows.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I have the presentation here. I will just bear with me and I will use the hard copy. Okay.
Do you have your PowerPoint that you can share? So I would
Yes, it won't come up on the screen, Christopher. For some reason,
it
when I press Windows, there's nothing there. My presentation isn't there.
okay, I can share it on my end. All I have to All I need is your PowerPoint
I'd send it to you. I've already sent it to you. Want me to send it to you again?
on the email.
Yes.
Yes. All right, let's just wait. This is our first time. We're trying our best, but yes, we're getting there.
1 second, Christopher.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me share my screen once I got the copy. By the way, for those viewers, are you in the process of your PPP forgiveness? How's it going? If you're still having a hard time, we're taking 30 minutes free consultation. As a matter of fact, our company is doing a 10,000 tax savings campaign because the preparation or planning for tax savings is happening not at the end of tax season or not at the end of the tax year, but during the year. We all know that millionaires, they don't pay taxes because they have friends that are accountants, they have team of tax advisors who would plan during the months. So that's why we are here to learn all together. How
Christopher,
are you guys?
it's not
Hmm.
letting, it's not letting me send it. I have the hard presentation here. I can just talk to it if you're okay with that. Let me,
Okay, let me just check.
oh, here it is. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Okay.
Okay.
Whiteboard tax. Hold on 1 second here.
All right.
I'm sending it to Waco Tax, Chris. Here
I
we go.
I got your presentation right now. Let me check. Let me open your PowerPoint presentation. Let me know, and then I will share my screen.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, let me check. Okay, this managing your business finances.
Yes.
All right, so I'll share my screen. Share window. Okay.
That's
Okay,
right.
Mr. Lee, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you click
Yes.
click the presentation? Here we go.
Okay, again, take two. We're going to start on managing your business, presented by no other than our financial representative, Mr. Lee Guerra. Take it away.
Yes, Christopher. Yeah, here we go. Managing your business finances, and I'm Lee Guerra. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Well, and this short webinar is going to be how to manage those business finances. Do you break into a cold sweat when you're thinking about business finances to get them in order? Maybe you feel completely lost when someone mentions quarterly taxes or account receivables. How do you feel? Well, managing your finances can be a bit intimidating, but the truth is that you don't need to become an accountant to get the job done. In fact, as a person who understands your business better than anyone else, you already are a few steps ahead of the game. I'm going to be talking about a few easy to follow advice on how to achieve financial health. Well, first of all, when you start a business, it's very important that you separate your business from your personal finances. As you begin to manage your books, be sure you separate your business from your personal from the very start. This will help you focus on your business and on your terms on protecting your personal finances. Well, the first step is to open a business bank account. So one of the easiest way to separate your business from personal finances is to open a bank account. You'll find several options, including business checking, business savings, money market accounts. As with your personal bank account, you should compare the cost and benefits of each one. Very important to consider the fees. Next, you would calculate the number of fees that you expected to pay with your new account. bank often charges fees for activities such as ATM usage, wire transfers, bill pays, and personal transactions. Some accounts charge fees for failing to maintain a minimum balance. So you might want to find an account, a business account that doesn't require for you to keep that minimum balance. So just be careful when you're looking at a business account that you find one that works for you. Compare the features. Of course, the more features you have, the more potential cost. So, but there's features like mobile banking, mobile app, integrating your accounting software with, and also some bill pay. One of the easiest way to start is with your own personal finances. In other words, if you already have a local banker that you're working with, ask them, can we set up a business checking? And this might be a good fit, but again, it's important for you to shop around and make sure that you find an account, a business checking account that will meet your needs. And be very, very careful that if you do set up a business checking account at your local bank where you bank personally, that you don't transfer money. Try not to transfer money within accounts, because then it's very difficult for Christopher and his team there to keep things straight as far as personal and business expenses and business income.
That's true. That's really true, Mr. Lee. Like owner's withdrawal, you can do that at the very beginning, but at the end you have to report it as an income on your business, and that is why it's very important that you know which one is personal and which one is business, right? It makes the job easier for everyone, especially in times of audit.
That's right. So I call it commingle. If you're commingling your funds and Christopher's doing your taxes, he won't be a happy camper. I know he won't. So try to keep them separate.
That's true.
Okay.
Moving on. Mm-hmm.
Moving on. So another feature or another option to enhance your business is to open a business credit card. That's another easy way to separate your business from your personal finances, is to open up a business credit card. These offer several useful benefits. Easy access to revolving credit lines with a set limit for purchases and cash withdrawals. It also increases your short-term business purchasing power. That can help build also your business credit. So as you're keeping your business finance separate from your personal finances, your business is also starting to develop business credit. So as with all credit cards, there is an interest charge, often higher than the rate of a regular business loan. So again, as you're shopping for your business account, checking account, also it's prudent to check around and try to find a credit card, a business credit card that has a good rate. So, and then try not to carry balance from month to month, because if you do that, then of course the interest rate that you agree to pay, it will come off your profits.
Yes, and also one more thing to add, the other benefit of the credit card, business credit card, I've been using it. If you're a traveler, you want to travel like out of country or within, the credit card that I'm using, it gives me miles that I could use to purchase a plane ticket. I've been using more than $4,000 to $5,000 a year. That is really like the value of using credit card. And in also to avoid the charges and interest rate, make sure I suggest that you need to set it up as auto payment. Correct, Mr. Lee?
That's
That
right.
is one thing.
That's correct. That will save you on late fees. If for some reason you missed the due date, then that's it. And they're pretty hefty. They're anywhere between $25 to $30 on the late fees. So as Christopher was suggesting, it is very important that you set it up on auto pay. And like I mentioned before, I'm really focused on making sure that my small business clients maximize their profit in whatever they do. And there's no really need to pay interest if you're able to pay it off in 30 days. So moving on, once you set up go ahead, Christopher.
Yeah, that's true. Like what I've said, aside the other benefit, just to add on, Mr. Lee, I just came across to my mind is any transaction when there's always a good debt and bad debt. So for if you are paying on time your credit card, you're not gonna incur a lot of interest, or you're not even incurring any interest. And then at the same time, in terms of dispute, this is one thing that I've learned. You can easily dispute any transaction that you felt like this is invalid and this is not unauthorized. It's so easy to use the credit card rather than the debit card, because when it's a debit card, when your money is taken away, it's so hard to go to the merchant. It's so hard to go with the bank because there's a long narrative. Unlike with the credit card, they can freeze the transaction and they can do their own investigation. That is what I've learned and my experience for the past. When I rented the car and it was an authorized charge, I just told to the bank that, you know what, I did not authorize this. And also, one thing to remember if you're traveling for businesses, this is when you have a Visa credit card, always remember that there's some sort of policy in terms of car total wreck. Are you familiar with that, Mr. Lee, that the Visa has its own insurance when your rental car has totally wrecked?
Yes, yes, they do. I use a business credit card, and like Christopher was saying, you have good debt and bad debt. And right now, since the interest rates are so low, especially when you're setting up a business, try not to use your own personal income. Try to leverage the low interest rate. We are in a low interest rate environment right now, so it is prudent that we utilize that. Of course, you have to have good credit in order to leverage those low interest rates. But yes, use those tools that these credit cards offer you to protect your business. And to the point to where Christopher was saying, when there's a dispute, then it puts it on not on you to prove that it wasn't your expense. It proves the proof is on the people providing the service or the product. So it's a very, very, very good idea, Christopher.
There you go. Now let's move on.
So moving on. So once you've set up, your checking and you decided to use a business credit card, then the next step is to understand basic accounting. Basic accounting. So, I don't expect you to know anywhere near the level of Christopher and his team, but it will be extremely helpful for you to understand your own business and profitability, but also it would make it easier or easier for Christopher's team to really help you to the best that they can. So, so if you're a business owner, it's important to understand the basic accounting and the concepts and terms when speaking to about your business finance. Even if you ultimately decide to use a professional like an accountant or like Wyco Tax, a bookkeeping service, and more, it's important for you to know some of the basics. This will help you gain confidence about your money is coming from and where it's going. Information you need to make sound business choices. You must understand basic accounting of your business to make good choices and for your business to grow.
Yeah. And also, the one thing that you need to realize, it's not about the money that you make. It is about how much you take home. That's what really matters, is what you call the net profit.
The net
We
profit.
have so many clients, they said, oh, we're making tons of money, 600,000, 800,000. But when we talk about, okay, how much is your take home money? And that is something I don't know. I bought my personal car, I bought houses, we traveled to Paris for $10,000 to 15,000. But that is the issue, is it's not about making, it's about saving and reinvest, because all those take home money is subject to a taxable income at the end of the year. That is why you need to make sure that you are always in touch with your accountant, with your bookkeeper, tax professional. That's why on our company, we are partnered up with QuickBooks Online. You can set it up. It's on our YouTube channel. You can always click because we are affiliated with them. But then if it gets complicated, then that is the time that you can always count on YCO Tax for this financial statements, because it's good for the bank. They have their ratio, and it's very handy to our clients to submit all these financial statements to different lenders and even to the PPP bank that we work with for the past months or even almost a year. All
Uh,
right, there you go.
yeah, that's right, Christopher. I've always, when I work, because I have different categories of clients. I have families, I have small businesses, I have professional people. So I do have kind of a large array of clients. And I basically tell them when I'm speaking to my business owners is, how much money are you taking to the bank? That's net profit. How much money
Mhm.
are you putting into your business account? So moving forward, it's important to learn how to read your profit and loss statement. The name of the report might sound a little bit intimidating, but don't worry. It's relatively straightforward to learn how to read the statement. It's also well worth your time and effort. A profit and loss statement will give you a crystal clear picture of what your business has earned and what you've spent. It also allows you to measure revenue and expenses over a period of time, track profitability, measure the ability of your business to grow, and over time, you can compare profit and loss statements to identify trends and use when creating a long-term business forecast. So, not very difficult to read. It's important that you understand how that works because this is an intricate part of growing your business.
Exactly. And that is the part where you, as a business owner, I've been running my company for 6 years. From one office, we have two offices. From having local or tax clients, now we offer virtual services from bookkeeping. Now we are catering a lot of small businesses, more than 15 states in the US. And there is a crossroad whether would I purchase the building, my second office, or not? Would I continue to lease or not? Would I purchase the software? But the most important thing why you have a profit and loss, this is to determine your purchasing power. Correct. This is not just am I capability to pay back the loan, and that is what you call the financial ratios. Financial ratios are like vital signs of our body. We have, when you go to the hospital, you do from your temperature, heart rate, pulse rate, they determine whether you are healthy or not. It's the same thing with financial statement by with your profit and loss statement. These are the vital signs that we need or the lender needs whether you are capable of paying back. Correct, whether you are capable of opening a franchise in terms of business development, this whether you want to develop a mobile app, whether you want to go virtual or purchase real estate, it all boils to this profit and loss statement together with your balance sheet that can create a forecast.
That's correct. And the statement is so helpful to grow your business. And I know I've known several businesses, they do extremely well, but they have no clue of what a profit and loss statement is and how it can help grow their business. And if you go to a bank for a loan, they're going to want that. They're going to want to understand what the finances of your business, and if they're willing to lend you, to take the risk, to lend you the capital to grow your business. So moving on, we're going to be talking more about some more accounting terms. So it's important for you to understand some basic accounting terms and reports. And the first one I'm going to talk about is gross revenue. So what does that mean? Uh, what that is it's all the income of sales that comes into an income statement. Another important term to learn is net profit. That would be being the actual profit after working expenses. After working expenses. And then the other one is cash flow. Cash flow is important to a business. That's how you operate. That's how you pay your salaries. That's how you pay the materials that you need for your business or the services for your business. So the cash flow is a total amount of money being transferred into and out of your business. That is considered cash flow, and it's those three terms are important for you to have a good understanding of what they are and what they do.
Yes, and this accounting terms also, you don't need to learn everything, but at least you need to learn something. So you would ask the right question to your accountant, to your outsourced bookkeeper or tax professional. This is something that, as a basic, okay, because it gets more complicated and intricate, having this kind of knowledge comes really handy in able for you. Eventually, you want to present to your investor, and your investor, I've been watching Shark Tank, the profit, they need to know the conditions of all this financial reports. Okay, and there you go. And then another would be, what's next, Mr.
Yeah.
Lee?
So now that you kind of, have an understanding, and Christopher's right. There are, the accounting is much more complicated, but as a business owner, it's very important that you understand those basic. Part of my responsibility as a financial representative is educating my clients. So this is why I enjoy providing this basic knowledge for people to really are able to grow. And I specialize in what I do, and my customers and my clients specialize in what they do, but I try to understand a little bit about their business, and I think it's important for them to understand about finances and how it affects their business. So now that we've understand the basic accounting terms, we're going to set up a bookkeeping system. It's important that once you've done everything we've already talked about, setting up open account, setting up a checking account, business checking, a credit card, if you decide to do, understand some basic terms. Now, how are you going to keep track of all that? How are you, it's not just putting receipts in a drawer and cash money in the drawer. How are you going to keep it all together? So as a business owner, you'll need to determine how to manage your books. Okay. You have several options. You can do it yourself with software like Wave or QuickBooks. Use a simple Express sheet, or outsource the bookkeeping service like Wyco Tax. I have highly recommend Wyco Tax. And like I mentioned before, I tell my clients, let the professionals handle the bookkeeping. It's going to give you more time, more of your valuable time to spend time on your business, on what you love doing, instead of sorting all your business transactions. So you will also need to decide whether to use a cash or an accrual accounting method. I know we're kind of getting a little bit into the weeds, but it's important that when you visit with your tax professional or your bookkeeper, which method are you going to use. So I'm going to briefly talk about the two different methods. The cash method, its revenue and expenses are recognized at the time that they are actually received or paid. That is the cash method. This method is a simpler of the two options, making it a popular choice for small businesses with a very simple business model. So very, very simple. And then the next one, as your business grows, it's called the accrual method. The accrual, it's ACCRUAL, accrual. It's a revenues and expenses are recognized when the transactions occur, even if the cash isn't in or out of the bank, requiring you to closely track receivables and payables. This method conforms to the general accounting practice principles, also called the GAAP, and provides a more accurate accounting of your business financial health, making it better for medium to large size and more complex business. When I managed that Fortune 500 company that Christopher talked about earlier, we used the accrual method. So once a month, I would get with my staff accountant and we would go through our profit and loss statement, and the accrual was a very important. Would you like to add anything to that, Christopher?
Yeah, I mean, like for example, you have so many uncollected invoices. For the accounting company like us, we do the prepaid agreement, which means before we even do any services, they are our clients for bookkeeping and taxes already paid. The cash or accrual, it really depends on how often you get paid and how soon you get paid. For cash method, this is anybody that pays you in a month-to-month basis, right? Without waiting for 3, 4, 6 months. You could use the cash method. On the accrual, if you have so many collectibles or invoices that needs for collection, I know home health system, the home health, we used to have a client. They have so many unpaid invoices, so they're using accrual method because this therapy company, they do outsource to home health, right? And now the home health need to send the invoice to the state, and the state will have to pay. That's why they're using an accrual method. That's why either or you need to identify. That's why it's better you have an accountant or that you have to consult which one would work, because even invoices, you could apply for loans based on the invoices or your notes. Is that correct, Mr. Lee?
That's right. That's exactly right. And kind of like I mentioned earlier, the more complex type receivables, we're called receivables, that you have, the accrual method might work better. And you're right. Some people pay a net 30. Some people pay net 60. So it really
Mhm.
depends on the type of business that you have. But for the most part, it's going to be the cash method. Where people pay
Yes.
either at the time of service or within 7 days of the time of service. That better suits under the cash method. So moving forward, and this is Christopher. Thank you for hosting this webinar. Is determine your business tax obligation. So important. I know so many businesses that provide great product, great service, but they didn't keep up with their tax responsibility, their tax liability, and ultimately sometimes they're forced to close because they cannot afford to pay the debt, right? The tax debt. And remember, taxes that are owed is not it's not your money. It's owed to the state, to the federal government, whoever you have that obligation to. So when you have a business, paying your business taxes is a fundamental task you need to take care of. Depending on the type of business that you have or whether you have employees, there are several federal and state and sometimes local
Right.
taxes that you are responsible for. And Christopher and his team can help you at Waco Tax, can help you develop that and track that and help you make sure that you stay in good standing with those institutions, because if not, believe me, they have the power to shut you down. They really do. So,
Yes.
would you like to add to anything to that, Christopher?
Yes, because right off the bat, there are at least three different tax reports and payment that you need to do every year. The first one is the city. That is what you call the city or the county combined is what you call the property tax, which means they are assessing what are the properties inside the office. Okay, so you need to have the proper asset and liability listing through your balance sheet. When we say property tax, this is anything to your office. When you turn your office upside down, anything that falls are under assets. Okay, those are the things that they want to see. Anything that you will be using more than 1 year, those are subject to property taxes. Number two is the sales tax. If you are selling products or services in a particular state, this is very popular. Okay, this is very popular, especially on e-commerce. You might be need to pay taxes in different states depending where you sell your products or services. That's why you need to have a good POS or purchase operating system that will track your sales, and then make sure that you're applying the appropriate tax exempt certificate. So that will help you not to pay that sales tax upfront when you are purchasing to Costco, to Sam's. We handle e-commerce businesses as of the moment. It's been in demand, especially with the rise of digital economy. Mr. Lee, there a lot of people tend to work from home. Then the other thing is what you call, of course, what you call the federal income tax. This is whatever the remaining income you have at the end of the year, those are subject to federal income tax. It varies. It can be taxed at 30%, 21%, depending on the structure of your company. Because your entity, your business entity will vary, the taxes will vary on the entity of your company, whether you're a sole proprietor, general partner, S corporation, or a limited liability company. There you go. But don't forget, if you own your real estate, there's another tax with real estate tax. So that's why.
Yeah.
and
Wait,
and one yeah, one more thing, Mr. Lee. please be careful because not filing the report on time, especially the state, can seize or freeze your bank account if you're not compliant. Now, with the IRS, there's a late filing penalty of 25%. Not filing on time is way higher than the interest of the taxes that you
Wow.
should
That,
pay.
that, see, I learn something new every day. I didn't know that. I need to pass on to my clients. And when we're paying the taxes, that's why it's important. And that's why I have a strategic partnership with WICO Tax, because we really get together and we kind of carve out a program that would really help save our clients, our customers, from being able to reduce their tax liability, because there are some programs that that either the federal government allows you for retirement or other vehicles that you can help reduce your tax liability. So it's very important. The first step to understand your business tax requirement, that is so important that you meet with Christopher. He can help you sort out all of those responsibilities that you will have, that particularly depends towards your business. So once you understand the type of taxes that you have to pay, it's important that, like Christopher was saying, that you remit them accurately and you remit them on time. As a business owner, you'll have to monitor your cash flow and make sure that there's enough cash to keep up with this tax requirement. So kind of bringing it to the end. And lastly, remember, you're in charge of your business. Stay focused on what you do best in whatever field that you're in, and let the tax professionals or let the financial representatives that help you build a future in retirement. And with that, I'll turn it over to Christopher.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Mr. Lee. By the way, as of the moment, like what I've said, one thing that really reminds me is the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. They have 3 years to audit your financial statement. So that's why we are handling 2 cases of audit right now. Person that owns a salon, they can audit if you file your taxes from on 2018, your tax 2018, they can audit it for the next 3 years. And that's why we are working, because this lady, I mean, she's been working so hard for the past 10, 13 years. This was the first time that she got audited. But the problem, because she doesn't have a good bookkeeping system and a good bookkeeper and tax professional, now there was an IRS auditor that talked to her every now and then and assessing and auditing all those financial records. That's why she found us online. Then we are working now with her in able to provide all those documents, because we are the auditor of auditors. We speak the same language and
Yeah,
follow that.
that's
That is
right.
the magic,
That's right,
right?
Christopher. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a lot easier to have those records than have to recreate those records and have to go back and remember, the expenses. It's a very difficult task to do. So, work with a tax professional, with a bookkeeping professional service that will help you keep your business on track. And I also want to mention, again, it was a pleasure meeting with y'all, talking with y'all. I'm Lee Guerra. I can be reached at area code 956-564-9048. And my email is lee.e.guerra@mwarep.org.
All right. Thank you for providing that information. We will also upload this in our YouTube channel. If you want to watch the replay, just follow us on Wyco Tax. If you have further questions, this is about time that you can type it in the comment section. But of course, if you want to get the information of Mr. Lee or our company, feel free to send us a private message. Because guys, this is what I realized. You are actually stealing money to yourself. How? Because whenever your bookkeeping is not updated, it's not organized, you are delaying the amount of PPP that you might be getting. You are delaying or even uh, missing the opportunity to get the grants from the city, to get the grants from the SBA, because to the sole fact that you did not work on your financials, right? So that's why I said having a good bookkeeper when your business is already 2 years and more, you need to really have right hand who's going to do all of this. Okay?
That's
And
right.
that's why we are working really hard for our clients. We do quarterly tax planning. And if you want to know more, a good bookkeeping system will help you to get more 10,000 tax savings at the end of the year. Correct, Mr. Lee?
That's right. That's right, Christopher.
Again, this is all that we have for you today, guys. I hope you learned something. If you have further questions, feel free to contact us any time of the day. Okay. Again, I'm Christopher, an IRS acceptance agent, an immigrant, and founder of YCO Tax, an all year round, all in one tax payroll bookkeeping service solution. So, guys, stay safe, and we will see you again next week. Have a good day.
Thank you, Christopher.
Bye,
Bye
Mr.
bye.
Lee. Thank you. Bye bye.